Sika's B2 digital pressure gauge delivers excellent accuracy and adaptability. It offers 3 accuracy classes, supports 28 pressure ranges, and includes 11 switchable pressure units. Moreover, it promises all this for less than $2,500. But is this digital pressure gauge perfect for you? Offering impeccable accuracy, adaptability, and affordability, the Sika B2 digital pressure gauge might be the perfect pressure calibration solution. To explain all the B2's features and capabilities is Robert Stone, Sika's Business Development and Key Account Manager. So welcome, Robert.
Thank you.
Today we're talking about Sika's B2 digital pressure gauges.
Yep.
But before we get into the details of these instruments, please could you tell us for whom and what they are designed for?
Yeah, no problem. The B2 pressure gauge is a calibration type pressure gauge. It's ideal for engineers or service engineers to take on site and calibrate locally using a pressure pump or connecting to the customer's system as well. This will give them accurate calibration readings against devices that they're actually measuring against, such as pressure switches, pressure transmitters, other analog type pressure gauges. And then they can do a calibration report thereafter at various different calibration points throughout the process of calibrating.
Now, adaptability is at the forefront of the B2's design. And we'll talk about accuracies and data recording in a moment. But for now, could you tell us about some of the other customizable features, such as ranges and measurement units, please?
Yes, certainly. The B2 has an incredibly large range of pressure ranges. We go from -1 bar all the way up to 2,500 bar and anywhere in between. As you said earlier, there's 28 different pressure ranges. Yeah. We also offer customers various units of measurement. So when you're down at very low pressures, customers are looking for Pascal level of measurement, inches of mercury. But when you're up at 2,500 bar, then customers are looking for the bar or the PSI range in that respect. So that's it covers a wide range of applications and industries with various different media which is used. So not only is it ideal for the lab, but it's also ideal for on-site.
We opened this video by telling everybody that the B2 digital pressure gauge has 3 accuracy classes. Yes. But what does that mean and why is that significant?
It all depends on what you're actually calibrating. Some customers have very expensive high-end gauges or pressure transmitters. They're looking to achieve a high accuracy within their process. And then we would use the most high accuracy class of the pressure gauge possible. The calibration gauge needs to be more accurate than the unit we're actually calibrating. Yeah. So that's why we have the 3 different classes. And there's no point in having a very high accurate gauge when you've got a low accurate device that you're calibrating. So that's why we'd have the 3 different classes.
So you would select maybe the lower class if lower class of accuracy, if you didn't need the high accuracy to save some money, is that
exactly,
right?
Yes, yeah. There's the cost levels between the different accuracy classes. So yes, we see a lot of customers trying to calibrate pressure gauges, and they are like typically 1.5%. There's no point in having a high accuracy calibration gauge for that. So we cater for different scenarios.
For more information about the Sika B2 pressure gauges, click the box above to download the spec sheet or click the links in the description to access our web listings, where you'll also find an option to purchase. Up next, we're going to find out whether the B2 is as perfect for industrial applications as Sika says it is. It's all well and good for a pressure gauge to have the exact accuracy you want, the precise range you need, and the measurement unit that you prefer. Yeah. But inaccuracies can still creep in because data needs to be recorded manually. This might be because the gauge doesn't, integrate into the system, or it doesn't have a data logging capability. So what has Sika done to remove these pain points from the B2?
Yeah, the B2 is a calibration type gauge, as we said before. Yeah. What we also offer is to communicate with the gauge. There is actually an instrumentation part of the device which you can access from the top and the rear of the gauge. We can use either HART protocol or RS-232 to communicate with the gauge. So when we have this gauge in relation to a pressure pump, the whole unit with a pressure pump turns out to be an actual pressure calibration system. Yeah. and that becomes a low-cost kind of idea for customers to use as well. So we can not only show the pressure of the actual gauge, but we can also show the pressure of the device we're actually calibrating on the same screen. All that data that we can see on the screen can be pulled out from the B2 and used as part of the calibration process.
So it's data logging, this gauge?
We can data log, yes, but we can also use all the data that's on the screen as a calibration certificate as well. So yes.
The Sika B2 may be perfect in regards to its accuracy and adaptability, but ease of use is also a key criteria for many engineers. What has Sika done to make the B2 user-friendly?
Okay. There are some buttons on the front here, as you can see. They can be used into the menu. We can get into the menu through the home button, and from there we can set up various different functions within the unit, and the display will show you where you are within those menu functions. It's easy to connect to with an RS-232 connection, or the HART as well. There'll be like a step-by-step guide for the user to run through the functions which are available within the B2.
Is that on the gauge, or is that online?
That'll be within the gauge. Okay. We can go scroll through the menus and find the different parts that the user would like to use within the gauge itself.
Sika's B2 digital pressure gauges are likely to be used in industrial environments. And these environments tend to be rugged, often lighting is inconsistent, and power outlets might be difficult to access. Yeah. So how has the Sika B2 reference gauge been designed to meet the demands of these environments?
Yeah, we're targeting specific applications where, as you suggested, it's difficult, especially in large factories, process environments, etc. The B2 comes with a rugged rubber mount around the outside and is covered over to protect all the different ports. It comes with a long life battery, so we can get many 40 to 700 hours worth of life out of the battery. Plus also there's a very bright backlight for the unit, which will stay on for however long you wish it to come on for, but that'll also affect the power of the battery.
And just talking about the battery, is that a rechargeable battery or is it replaceable?
No, it's a rechargeable battery, definitely.
So it's 40 to 700 hours on one charge?
Yeah, so it comes with a cable and a plug to actually recharge it as and when you need to.
Great. Remember to click the box above to download the spec sheet. Alternatively, follow the links in the description to access our web listings or to buy a Sika B2 digital pressure gauge. If you're still undecided, then do come back, because we've talked accuracy, we've talked adaptability. Now we're about to talk affordability and whether the Sika B2 really is a good investment. Now, depending on your chosen accuracy, range, and additional features such as data logging.
Yep.
The Sika B2 digital pressure gauges are available for about £900 to just over £2,000, exclusive of VAT.
Yes.
Now, this isn't no money.
No.
So what makes the Sika B2 worth it?
For us, we've positioned the pricing and the specification of the B2 within the market so that we are competitive, especially when you adapt the gauge along with a pump, a relevant pump that can give you that level of accuracy, especially if you're down at Pascal level of pressure measurement or up to 2,500 bar. Then you've got a whole calibration system, and many systems on the market do exceed over £3,000, where with a B2 and a relevant pump, you could make that a lot more cost effective.
And could you get that relevant pump from Sika?
Yes.
Does it need to be a Sika pump? Not
necessarily, no. So long as it generates the pressure required and you have the sensitivity for when you're getting to a very accurate measurement, especially as you've got several different positions after the decimal point to work with.
And if someone was considering buying a reference pressure gauge, why Sika in particular?
I think for us, it's the case of price versus performance. Mm-hmm. We know what's on the market. We've seen on the market. We like the fact that it's adaptable, it's usable, it's reliable. We'll only put our name to something that ticks all those boxes.
Is there anything else you think we should know about the Sika B2 digital pressure gauges?
I think from a user's point of view, if you're a service engineer, you get to many various applications, whether you're pressure testing for low pressures, ultra low pressures for clean rooms or whatever, or even the hydraulic market, and that's a dirty industrial environment, then the B2 covers a very wide range of applications. So you have one product that fits many different purposes, and that's one of the key features within the Sika range. Plus also with the various accuracies, you can actually choose something more specific that fits the industry in which you're working or the actual application that you're going to be calibrating with.
Right. Thank you, Robert. That was very helpful. I hope we've shown why the accuracy, adaptability and affordability of the Sika B2 digital pressure gauges make them the perfect pressure calibration solution. Remember, for more information or to purchase one of these reference gauges, click the links in the description. In the meantime, please do subscribe, as that way all future videos will come straight to you, so you'll never miss an important development. Okay, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.